Hello, my Teaserking family. Welcome to 2021 NFL playoff review, as well as the Georgia championship game. So, first, I want to talk college, then we'll get into the playoffs. So, when I first start doing a season, I say to everybody, I need to learn the teams. And then as it comes, you learn the teams. Oh, hi, Andrew. Thank you. So I learned the teams as we go. So I didn't know Georgia had this kind of defense initially. And you're looking at teams like Purdue scoring a lot. Miami of Florida gets the quarterback. So that's what you do is you analyze the teams. Well, we had the Georgia under every week. So when you see a defense like that, you just bet the hell out of them. So that's what I've been doing. But thank you very much, Andrew. I hope you made money on it. I think my biggest attribute is that once I make up my mind, I'm able to stick with it. So people say, oh, Alabama. And I know Georgia is the better team and they're not going to lay down. They're going to play. Then I stick to my guns. I think that's critical in betting and poker. Anyway. So my point is learning the teams as we go. Same with the pros. So you start seeing, a new quarterback, injuries, coaching changes, and that's why I get better during the year. I anticipate. I see Miami of Florida getting better. I see Purdue scoring a lot. Michigan, Ohio State. You can see Georgia coming on. You can see teams like Kentucky, and you see Clemson having a bad quarterback. Well, you don't know all this in the beginning, and that's really what you're learning. Last night was me watching Georgia the whole freaking year shut out Arkansas and Kentucky and Florida and have just an incredible defense. So to call that game under yesterday was actually what should have happened a few weeks ago. But what was the lesson learned was you got to be careful when the back's against the wall, which is what happened with Alabama had the back against the wall to get into the playoff. Georgia didn't care. Alabama puts up a big number. But now Georgia also had the back against the wall, and you saw what happened. So that's why I say Georgia laid down that first game. Now you saw the real Georgia team, and that's what would have happened. If Georgia had needed the win, they would have killed Alabama in that week. But because they didn't, and Alabama did, that's why Alabama beat them. But yesterday you saw the real Georgia team, as I was saying, the one I watched all year, and when they're motivated, you're not going to. I would take them against 3 or 4, Jacksonville, Detroit, some of the weaker Carolina pro teams. I think they wouldn't be able to score on them because I think you have 11, 12, 15 guys on defense because you interchange some defensive linemen. You're going to have about 9 Georgia defensive players go in the first 2 rounds next, or when they're draft eligible. I don't know if they're all seniors. So that's what we learned. Georgia was the lock under. They came through. I had them in like 4 teasers. It was such a good pick. It was such a again, Vegas 53. I saw it go to 53. I'm like, who's betting the over in this game? What are they, insane? Andrew, best NFL play. What are you talking about, Andrew, this week? Nick, hit my Georgia future and played an extra 500 on Georgia minus 2.5. Vegas was begging people to take Bama. Yeah, and the line went to 3 too, Nick, and good hit there. And I hope you had it under. Really rolling now. Oh, there you go, Nick. Buy some more gold. That's going to be very expensive soon. But under barely hit. Well, yeah, but it did. So in a teaser, it hit easily. The best play this week in the NFL wild card. I don't know. I really gotta see it. I see that Burrow has a hurt knee, but I don't know how serious it is. I like the New England Buffalo under. I like Dallas Frisco under. And I think I like Arizona against the Rams, especially they lost the safety today. So both LA safeties are out. Aaron Donald's there, but Stafford's the choke. And I think Arizona and 10 is going to do what they did against Dallas and keep it a game. So I think Arizona is one of my better picks for the week. Bucks money line. Yeah, I mean, I don't see with Jalen Hurts beating Tampa. I don't see, but Tampa's very much injured. Now that Antonio Brown's gone and Godwin's out, you got Gronk and you got Evans. And they'll find other players, but yeah, the injuries are definitely hurting. On defense, David's out. Jason Pierre-Paul's hurt, but I'm sure he'll play. The other linebacker, really good, is apparently out. So, the question is the backups come in. So here's the problem with injuries, right? You see a guy injured, how good's the backup? And if the backup's very good, it doesn't matter. It's like, okay, fine, he's injured. The only one is Brady Rodgers, where you can't bring in the backup. But even Fournette for Tampa, you got Jones and you got this other guy come in. Look at Frisco; their eighth string running backs are very good. So you just don't know. But anyway, that's why I say I grow during the year. I get better as the year goes on, because it's very easy once you get the feel of the teams, and B, you can see what they're doing against that, like Georgia beating Florida, shutting out Arkansas, giving up 7-8 points a game. You can see what's coming and who's going to score on this team. And that's what you're watching. That's what you're learning. The same with Purdue and Miami of Florida. That Miami of Florida changes quarterbacks. They score 45 points a game. It's not that hard to figure out. So that's what you're looking at. And that's why I get better as the season goes. In the beginning, especially now with the COVID and the training camps, and they don't play in the exhibition, that first few weeks, especially in pro ball, is extremely difficult, but it gets better. Like now, well, pros this year has been very difficult. College, I got down to a science. College was a joke. All the bowls, the weeks before that, I knew the team, and it was very easy. I was locking Miami over, Georgia under every week, and it was a joke. The pros I'm still struggling with because they keep new coaches, new quarterbacks, all these injuries. I've never seen so many injuries in my life in the pros. I just want to finish up with college. So again, Georgia under again. I think I was 10-1 with Georgia under. And the ironic part is I would have locked it for week one against Clemson had they played it 3 or 4 weeks in, because you could see Clemson had no quarterback and a great defense, and you knew Georgia had a great defense. And so it would have been Lock City. And I don't know what the over under in the beginning was, probably mid 40s. That was a joke. But the right team, the best team, Georgia, won. And, I knew it was staying under. I got the pick six late, but that was okay. I mean, we still were good. And, again, with the teaser, it was fine. Teams with the back against the wall last week. So with the teams' backs against the wall, how did we do? To me, the teams with the backs against the wall were the teams that win or lose or go out. New Orleans gets the win. Pittsburgh gets the win. San Francisco gets the win. And Oakland, San Diego take the dog, gets the win. The other teams going for the 1 seed in the playoffs were very strange. Kansas City playing for the 1 seed. It was this block punt that really killed KC, or they would have won easy. New England getting blown out by Miami. They needed to win. What if Buffalo lost? Buffalo was up like 10-7 going into the fourth quarter. They were not winning. Indy, the biggest back against the wall choker I've ever seen in my life, Carson Wentz, absolutely terrible. Tennessee, they're supposed to play Henry. They sit him out and then they barely win. I thought that was a joke. You got to win and get that bye. So I don't know. Just terrible coaching decisions all along. I called the Seattle upset over Arizona. I called the Cincy Cleveland under. I called the New Orleans, Pitt, Baltimore. I had Pitt, Washington Giants under. Had San Francisco, had Oakland and the over in that one. Double win. Lost Kansas City by half a point. Lost New England. Lost Indy. Didn't play Buffalo. And then lost Tennessee. Again, not loving the big numbers. So, again, you got to be careful when playing the teams out of character. In other words, in a normal week, Tennessee laying 10 to Houston. I'm not playing the game. They're playing for the 1 seed. And again, I think they scored late to win. But how did they give up 25 to Houston and Mills? Again, bad coaching. I saw a play in the San Diego Oakland game I couldn't believe. It's 4th and 1 at their own 19, and San Diego goes for a first down. Risk reward. What is your reward? You got a first. Okay, they get the first down. The risk is you don't get it, and then Oakland's at the 20 and going in for a touchdown. Your reward of getting the yard for the first down is now you got the ball at the 21-yard line. Now what are you going to do? So you run 3 more plays and you're probably going to punt. So the risk was losing the game right away. The reward was nothing. These coaches are the stupidest coaches I've ever seen. Then, what was it? One of the teams was down 9. Who came back? I think Oakland came back. So they're down 9. They go for 2. If you don't get it, you're down 9. The game's over. So you hit the 2, now you're down 7. But if you just kick the extra point, you're down 8. Now you get the 2-point conversion to tie the game up. What are these coaches thinking? They're freaking morons. I've never seen such idiots in my life. How are they coaching NFL teams? Oh, my God. I couldn't believe that. You got teams, obviously, Indy didn't blitz Lawrence or they would shut him out. Buffalo, struggled mightily against the Jets. Too much Josh Allen running. New England, they didn't blitz and another pick 6 by Jones, and now you wonder how good Jones is for New England. Green Bay was going to play against Detroit, and then I think they played Rodgers at least a half. 37-30. Once Rodgers was playing, I liked the game over, but I didn't play it. KC, again, I don't understand the field goal by Denver at 28-21 late in the game. What are you thinking? You got to go for the touchdown. That's the one time I'm like, why aren't they going for the touchdown? And then I was hoping they'd win 28-21. Who is the best team in the NFL? I have no idea. I really don't. Tampa's so injured, they would be. Green Bay, Kansas City, without Chocolatey Clear. Tennessee, certainly not. With Henry, I give them a little more respect, but still. Pitt, terrible. Arizona, who knows? The Rams, certainly not. The Niners, Oakland. Oakland's playing very well. Dallas, Philly's not, they rest their start. What was the point of that? Dallas plays their starters. What was the point of that? So they lose to Arizona, and now they're playing Philly without their starters, and Dallas is going to try against the second team. I didn't understand that. New England doesn't show up against Miami. I assume they played, and they played badly. Not like Belichick, he normally plays, so I question New England. And then Indy missing the playoffs. I'm sorry. How that coach doesn't lose his job and the GM is beyond me. Had they played the Sam Ehlinger, the quarterback from Texas, they win. They probably win that game. Carson Wentz, again, is terrible quarterback. See, he's like Josh Allen. Josh Allen will get you there, but then in a big game, he won't show up. So we'll see how he shows up against New England in the playoff. However, Jones isn't showing me a lot either, so I'm not really sure. So let's get into the game. So Oakland and Cincy. Cincy Lane 649. This is the line as of last night. Why don't we go in and look at the line as of right this second? Vegas Insider. Let's see what the lines are. Come on. My internet's a little slow. I apologize. I know it's a lot slow. I apologize. Come on. Okay. Where's my pen? Why am I missing a game here? Oh, there's 6. Okay. So Cincinnati's 5.5, 49 basically, down from 6. Again, Burrow's questionable with a knee, but I don't know how real that is. I'm not seeing the over-under go down, so I really question it. I think Oakland's a live dog here. I mean, they just beat Indy, and now they beat San Diego. To me, San Diego is as good as Cincinnati. Oakland's defense is a little weak, so I like the over in the game because Burrow and Chase are going to light it up, and then Oakland can score. So I look at this game as an over. We'll see. Buffalo, New England, Buffalo Lane 4 and 44. I like the game under. You have 2 strong defenses. So here's where you can't look at an eye test because it's not real. You've got to look at the stats. New England gives up 18 points a game, Buffalo 17. Both quarterbacks are subpar. Allen wants to run. I'm sure New England will take that away. Jones, too many interceptions, too many pick sixes, so they'll be running the ball. So this is going to be a pretty strong running. Weather will be cold. I don't know about snow at this point. This is definitely an under 50 with 2 strong defenses and 2 weak quarterbacks. That's what I look at here. New England in 10. How do you trust Jones? They just lost to freaking Miami in a game they needed. What if Buffalo lost? New England would have lost. So on the road, I don't trust New England with Jones. I don't trust Josh Allen in a playoff game. So it's an under. Tampa Bay 8.5 and 49. Nothing changed there. You got Tom Brady basically 8.5 down to 2.5. Philly, you get 14.5. Jalen Hurts. San Diego or Tampa with a strong defense 21. Philly okay defense with 23. So Tampa should score. Philly, I think, with Hurts will score. I think it's over 43. 43 is not a big number. Again, 23-20. So I think you get over. Tampa minus 2.5, I think you like. Dallas is 3 and let's go 50.5, 51, depending on what you want. I want 51 because I like the under here. You can't look at Dallas, Philly, and go, they score 51. Gee, they're going to score 51 here. You got to look at the Niners. So what did the Niners do last week? They hold LA to 24. It's a 27-24 game. Dallas, strong defense. Frisco, a 22 defense, gives up 22. Dallas laying 3. I'm not crazy about the Niners in 9, but I would take the dog ahead of taking Dallas. I think I like the game under 51, under 57. I see defenses, and again, it's making me go like the New England game, play the game under. Dallas, okay, they look flashy. Frisco, pretty strong defense. They're going to run the ball a lot. Garoppolo is hurt, so I can't really trust Frisco in 9. So again, the under is the play. KC 12.5, 46. I don't understand that line. I have KC by 10, but really, is Pitt that bad? I mean, Pitt's playing good ball. They're winning their games. Yes, the Cincinnati game makes you shrug, but look at KC against Denver. They couldn't handle Drew Lock running the ball. What the hell was that all about? Roethlisberger's not going to run like Drew Lock. 12.5. It's such a big number in a playoff game. I think Pitt in 18.5 is a pretty good play. KC's defense 21, Pitt's 23, not bad. I'm sure everybody on Pitt plays. Roethlisberger, pull his experience. I think Pitt can keep it close, but I like the over 46, over 40. Again, I'm looking at the over-unders because of the defense, the quarterbacks. I don't know that Pitt can contain them, 40 points. But again, 18, such a big number. And the last one is LA 4. I see a 4.5 and 49. I like Arizona here all day. Arizona is a very strong dog. The Rams are not. Stafford's a choke. The over-under of 50, 49.5. Let's make it 49. I like the game under because both defenses are 22s, are good defenses. So I think this game, but I think you're going to get some scoring here. Like with Arizona, you always think they're going to score, but they really have a good defense, and they got some key injuries on offense. The Rams with Stafford, you can count on a couple of interceptions, probably a pick 6 if I know Stafford. As soon as they put pressure on him, he'll go down. I think this will be a defensive game. Under 55, probably. That's a big number. The playoff game. And again, Arizona's got a very good defense, but I like Arizona in 10 also. The only trend I got is Arizona is a very strong road dog. Pitt has a small trend. Frisco, a small trend. Buffalo, New England, not much. Oakland, Cincy, nothing. So you don't really have big trends in this game. And because they're not divisional foes, you don't have because they're not divisional foes, you don't have New England, Buffalo you do. Let me research that. But the rest, Arizona and the Rams also. So you do have 2 division games. The best team against the number this year is Green Bay, who obviously is off, and Tennessee. I don't see a big trend on them one way or the other. So it's funny how all the bet against teams are not in the playoffs. Detroit, Jacksonville, Houston, the Jets, all the teams Georgia would beat. Do not have. So the real good teams you don't bet against. So the best are Cincinnati, Buffalo, and Green Bay. I think I like the over in the Oakland game. But I think Oakland in 11.5 I like. New England, Buffalo, again, I like the under in the game, under 50. As far as Buffalo, I don't trust Buffalo, but I'm not trusting Mac Jones after the Miami loss. So I can't trust either quarterback. So you play the defense, and it's about even. So probably tease the dog. The only favorite I really like is Tampa over Philly, just because it's Tom Brady laying 2.5. He's going to win you the games. Dallas and Frisco, I think it's even. I think you take the 9 in Frisco. I think you're good. KC, Pitt again. Pitt in 18.5 is a big number. Do you trust KC minus 6.5 after beating Denver by 4 in a must-win game? This is a playoff game, and they are at home. But Pitt, Pitt's okay as a dog, but 18.5. Do I think Pitt's going to win the game? No. So that makes it kind of difficult. And then LA and Arizona, both safeties are out for the Rams. I think Murray has a decent day, depending on what Aaron Donald does to him, and definitely like Arizona in 10. I think that's the best pick, along with Oakland and then Frisco and Tampa. That's the first round of the playoffs. Then you got Green Bay and Tennessee. Tennessee's going to play Henry. Should have played him last week. That's why I locked it when I knew I heard he was practicing and ready to go. I couldn't believe they didn't play him, especially when KC won and they had to win. If KC lost, then I could see now, okay, we got it, but you can't assume you're going to win with Ryan Tannehill. My God. So that's where I'm at with that at this point. Again, you got to be careful with COVID. It's a real tough. I don't think I'll have a lock with this mess. Maybe Arizona. I did lock Georgia with one of these games the other day. I had Georgia with it. Once I saw the lines, I played them. I think either late Sunday or early yesterday with one of these playoff games. Anyway, so it was a fabulous last 6 weeks of college football. Unbelievable. It was almost very easy. I could just look at a game like in the bowls. Auburn under, lock. Air Force, as long as the quarterback played, lock. Clemson under, lock. Georgia under, lock. Baylor, Oak State. I mean, it was all – it was like easy. It was like, oh, here you go. Like I said, I had 7 locks in college, and all 7 won, fairly easy. I think the only sweat was Oak State was down to Notre Dame in the first half, and by the end of the third quarter, the game was tied, and we had 8 points in Oak State. So very good. Arkansas over Penn State, that was an easy lock. Again, the Georgia under with Michigan. See, once Georgia beats Michigan, why would they not beat Alabama in a similar way? And I knew they were going to kill Michigan. Again, that was a lock, Georgia under. So it was very easy. I wish the pro would be as easy, but the problem is, if you understand statistics, you want to get trends. You want to look at, Tom Brady, 5 years at New England. And you really don't have that. You've got a new coach in Oakland. You got Burrow finishing his second year at Cincy. You got Jones, a rookie quarterback at New England. You got Josh Allen, who I think's in his third year now. So you got somewhat of a trend. Philly, you got Hurts in the second year. Tampa, you got Brady in his second year. The 49ers, you got Garoppolo, who's always injured. Dallas, okay, there's a little bit, but the coach McCarthy's there. This is his second year. Pitt, you have consistency. Kansas City, you have consistency. Arizona, again, I think this is the third year for Murray. And then the Rams, Stafford's new. So you've got so many changes. You don't really have sound fundamentals of what you're trying to do in college. For some reason, you could read college easier. You could read Georgia's under. I don't see the best defense is Buffalo at 17, New England at 18. That's why I like the under. But you don't have that. You don't have that defense giving up 14 a game in the pros. You have a bunch of mediocrity. You have a bunch of teams that give up 21 and 22. Tampa 21, Dallas 21, KC 21. The Rams in Arizona, 22. Frisco, 22. Cincinnati, 22. The Raiders, 26. And then you got a couple of Philly and Pitt at 23. So teaser, New England, Arizona. Who's the third part of it? Or do you do a 2-team 10-point teaser? I thought there were 3 teams. New England, Arizona. New England in 14. Arizona. Yeah, I like Arizona. New England. I'd rather see you go under 54 in that game. I just two strong defenses. They only beat the Jets 27-10. Buffalo. New England gave up 30 points to Tagliabue and Miami. And I don't know. Maybe New England didn't play. I didn't see the highlights that they pulled Jones, but if Buffalo loses, New England loses. I don't know, but we'll see. I think they'll run the ball more. I think it'll be a running game in New England, Buffalo, but it's just hard. New England. I'd rather you took Oakland or Tampa, Frisco, Arizona for sure. Even Pitt in 22. I have a hard time believing they're going to lose by 22. I know Kelsey and Hill will play. Claire's out, I think. He plays, he's got a broken collarbone. I can't imagine him playing. And Pitt beat Baltimore, and they played them good. And, Cleveland, not the greatest teams. They struggle with Cincinnati. I don't love Pitt. They're not that good, but that's a big number, Kansas City, especially after that whopping 4-point win over Denver. But that's where you go with it. So I think the live dogs, Oakland, Frisco, and Arizona are your live dogs. Maybe New England, but I think that's an under. Tampa Bay, strong favorite. And then Kansas City, I don't know which KC team shows up. I hope the idiot who roughed the punter is off the team, because if he plays and roughs the punter again, they'll kill him. Anyway, so one of these teams is going to get hot, and that's what you want. That's what you want. Again, you've got to look at the matchups. This is about matchups. Can New England score on Buffalo? Is Josh Allen going to move on New England? I guarantee you Belichick will stop Josh Allen running and make him pass to beat him. So you got that going for you. So that's why I think it's a low-scoring game. Belichick takes the best weapon. He plays the art of war. He takes the strength away from them. So Allen's not going to be able to run like he's been. Frisco, Dallas, I think that game's dead even. Dallas, again, they look good, but they're mysterious. I love Kellen Moore. I thought he should have been the quarterback at Alliance for 10 years. Great offensive coordinator. And Arizona, I think, with LA, Stafford's a choke. Deep freeze up here in Eastern Canada. So does that mean Buffalo is going to be a deep freeze? So that makes it an under. If that deep freeze, Andrew, is sticking in Buffalo, and I assume you're Toronto, maybe Montreal, Eastern Canada, Nova Scotia probably. So if the weather, the thing that keeps the game under is not the snow, it's the wind. So if it's a very windy day in Buffalo, it's not going to, there's not going to be any scoring. So I would get that game in under very quickly. Probably that would go under with Arizona plus the 10. I think do that. And if you're doing a 3-team, or add Oakland to it, or go over in the Oakland game. Tampa Bay certainly with Brady should win. I don't know how good Philly is. Philly, I can't get it. You see, when you play the Giants in Washington, it's hard to get a grasp of Philly. Then they sit all their guys against Dallas, so when you can really see them, you don't know. You're in Ottawa, okay? You're a Senator fan or a Maple Leaf. I'm only in Toronto and Montreal, so I hear you. But so if Buffalo is going to be deep freeze, and then today's Tuesday, we're talking Sunday for Buffalo. So, or maybe a Saturday game. Let me see. When is the Buffalo game? Buffalo is Saturday. So Yeah, so if it's still going to be there Saturday, I think you're looking at definitely not. So probably by Thursday, you'll get a good feeling if that frost, and it's Canada, so it probably will still be there. Buffalo's off the lake, so yeah, let's assume Buffalo is going to be freezing with New England. It's going to be run, punt, and a field goal game, and not a lot of wide open passing. So bet that under pretty hard than New England Buffalo. More than I would take New England in 10, because you can't trust Matt Jones from Alabama, who sucked against Miami with the pick six and he's not. I think they're figuring him out, but it should be an under. The 67s, yeah. Okay, yep, that's the minor league team. I know. My Ottawa 67s. So yeah, I mean, definitely under New England, Buffalo, maybe over Oakland. You got Arizona, Frisco, Tampa Bay. Pitt I don't love, even at 18, but it's such a big number in a playoff game. And I don't see any team like Georgia in the pros, right? You got Georgia, and they're going to kill everybody. I don't see that. I don't think Kansas City's it. Tampa would be, but they're injured. Green Bay, they lost to the fucking Lions, and they were trying. So it's really hard to see who is the best team. And that's why Kansas City couldn't beat Denver and Tennessee, because there really isn't that strong team. And if you don't have the dominant team in the playoffs, it's Dog City. So really the only favorite you can really trust is Tampa because of Tom Brady. But I wouldn't be surprised if all the dogs cover, not necessarily win, but like Arizona and 10, I think it's gold. Very strong there. Anyway, so that's how that's why when I back to the college or the pro, that's why when I say when you buy from me, the first couple of weeks, be careful. I was in Detroit. I moved to Alabama for a job, and I definitely want to go back to Detroit. Alabama sucks. I mean, it's just I don't like it. I'd rather be in Detroit or Vegas. Really, I'm going to move to Vegas is where I'm going to go. But with all the economy problems, I need to buy some more gold and silver to protect myself. And then I'll retire in Vegas, I think, and play. I'll retire. I don't mean retire. I'll do this, and I'll play poker online, and this will be my job in my retirement. So this is a beautiful retirement job, betting football and playing poker. But I've been to Canada a lot, Andrew, and I was just in Europe. Amsterdam was close, so I went to Lviv in the Ukraine, and I'm tempted to retire there. Their currency is 27-1. So you buy a steak and it's $10 and it's a big steak, and all the shopping. Once you do the math, it's $5 here and $10 there. It's a joke. Same thing with Romania. So I'm not sure where to retire, but I like I like Europe a lot better. Anyway, so that's what you try. You try to learn when you lose a game. You try to understand why. Tips for online poker. You want me to give you tips for online poker? I play more poker in the casino. I prefer that. The biggest tip I can give you is watch the guy's bets. That'll give you the biggest tips. If you're at Caesar's Palace and you're playing vacationers, you got to love it because they're there to lose. They're there. I'm here to have a good time. And you watch the betting. You watch the guy. They'll get excited. They'll get. You'll figure there's two types. There's the bluffer, and then there's the tight player. So when you get the tight player, he checks. You know exactly what he's got. Then he makes his little bet, and I play $1 or $2, no limit. He'll, he'll check to you, when he gets a pair of aces or kings, or he hits a flop, then he makes his little $15-20 bet. Then you know he's got something. So you can really trap him if you flop a set, and then he starts coming along. You can bet 100. He's not going out. He doesn't know how to read you. He plays his own cards. So the best thing to do is watch the betting. If you got a hand or not, because they're going to play pretty. They're going to play pretty conservative. Most people. And therefore, if they're playing with their own money, these guys on TV are not playing with their own money. And so they look more aggressive, but basically you're at the $1, $2, or 2-5 table. I play with a lot of pros in Vegas, and they are very tight. They have a good hand, so you can beat them if you get the nuts, or you get a real strong hand and they're betting, then you can really take them. But if you're playing the pros, they're very tight. They're only betting when they have the hand. Very rarely are they going to bluff. And if a guy just normally checks, he's got nothing. Now for me, I watch the guy, and if I got a guy that I know he's in and he's making bets, but I know he doesn't bluff, then you watch the guy, and then when you get the big hand, you slow play him, right? You check, he bets a little, then you really hammer him, and he's not going to fold. The one tip with the bluffer, if there's this Russian girl I played against at MGM in Detroit. She was a bluffer. Well, I got her figured out in 10 minutes. So she makes these big bets and bluffs. I started getting hands and calling her, and then she'd bluff, and then she'd fold. How do you beat her? Well, when she checks, she's got a hand because she wants to keep you in. So I told her that. We're on a cigarette break. I don't smoke. She does. She was pretty. So I'm talking to her. I says, you can't check when you got a hand because you're a bluffer. So you're always betting with nothing. You finally get a hand, you're checking. I know when you check, you got a hand. So you got to make your bet if you're bluffing, you got to bet with your hand, because I know you got a hand when you check. Romania. Yeah. Couple of friends in Romania, very pretty girls, all over the place. They're looking for people. If you have money, Andrew, you're a god there, because they are poor. They are beautiful. And these girls in Russia and Romania know they're beautiful. And if you have some money and you can kind of take care of them, you can be very happy. Yeah, Romania, it's like 8-1 on the dollar, but it's you get nice meals there, cheap. A lot of stuff there is cheap, because we went to a nice restaurant last time I was there, and I went to the waiter or the owner, and I said, "Man, you should be charging a lot more." He says, "I can't. People here can't afford it." So I don't know how dangerous it is there. I don't think it's too dangerous, but I'm staying at a hotel, and I don't see any danger when I'm there, but I'm sure there is. But if you just stay away from it, it's very good, the exchange rate. So yeah, Romania is a nice city, Bucharest. Nice hotels that are not expensive. There's a Therma. It's a nice swim club with different pools. There was a hot tub where you could sit at the hot tub and get right in the hot tub. There was like a bar, and you sat on stools in the water. So you're in the water ordering drinks. There was a bracelet you got on. So they would scan it, and it would, like number 57. And then when you left, they scanned it, and you cashed out, basically. So yeah, Romania. The difference between Romania and the Ukraine is Romania speaks English much more than the Ukraine. There's a lot of Russians there, but generally in the hotels, if you're in the Ukraine, the hotels and the waiters are going to speak. They're going to speak English. Romania, almost everybody speaks English. They just know that, but the money really goes far. So it's a good a good thing. Now, if you go to like France or Spain and they're using the euro, you're paying $1.10 versus 8-1 or 27-1. So it's a little bit different, a little more pricey, just for that, from a money standpoint. Anyway, back to poker. So you look at a person, you don't need to look. And I give fake tells. Like, I know somebody's looking at me. I got a full house. I'm knocking my chips over on purpose. And I started acting fidgety and nervous. The guy calls me. I turn over a full house. Like, I know you're watching me, so I'm going to give you a little show here. Online, it's a little bit more difficult because you can't really read the person. I'd much rather play in person than online. New York City in spring. I don't know, New York City to me, I don't really like. I was there a few years ago. I took my Romanian girlfriend. She was in. I got her a visa to come here. I just don't like it. I don't know. We were at Times Square a lot and the restaurants, but I think there's a lot of crime there, so I don't really like it, and it's expensive. I'd much rather be in other cities. I'd rather be in Vegas than New York City. But still, Romania, Europe, I like. It's very nice. I was in Amsterdam and they closed, so we went to the Ukraine. I couldn't believe Amsterdam closed. It was like I'm walking down. What the hell are you guys doing closing your city for Christmas? What are you, insane? So very puzzling. Never been where? New York or Europe? Canada's a lot like Toronto's a lot like Europe, where you can walk around and it's more European. But that's what's going on. Never been to the Caribbean. No, I don't think I've been there. I've been to Florida, but not the Caribbean. I don't know. I tend to go to Europe or Vegas, San Diego once in a while, but now I'm kind of staying away from California with all their trouble. Anyway, so poker's just online. You're just looking. The best way to play poker is just looking at the bet. Certain players will subconsciously make certain bets. Most of them, when they have a hand, will bet. I think the biggest tell is on the river. If the guy checks to you 99.5%, he doesn't have a hand. So I've been check raised on the river. So a guy will check. I have like queens. I'll make a $30, $40 bet. The guy comes over the top. I call instantly. Because if he has a hand, subconsciously you bet it, right? If I have a full house on the river, unless I have like four of a kind, I'm pretty much betting the river. So if I hit a straight, I'm going to bet it. I'm not checking the river. I'm not going to make that check because I want to make money. I hit my hand. So subconsciously, 99% of the time, if I'm on the river, I'm going to make my bet. If I check, I don't have it. I didn't hit. I just want to see the showdown. So if you get check raised on the river, 99.5% out of 100, call it. If you have a hand, they're bluffing because it's the only way they can win is to bet. But they certainly don't. If they had the hand, they wouldn't be checking unless you have like four kings and you can't bet. You're not going to win. So that's the point of that. But that's the biggest tip I can give you is on the river, if they check and then you make the bet and they raise you, call immediately. They don't got crap. And usually the bluffer will bet. Keep in mind the bluffer wants you to fold. So 99% of the time, if there's a big bet made, they don't want you to call. You call. It's a bluff. And then you'll get two types of players: the tight and the bluffer. And the tight player, if he's going to check most of the time, he's got crap. You can bluff him out, and when he's got a hand, either you have a hand and you want to raise him, or you don't have a hand, you just fold. You know he's got a hand because he's betting. So it's as simple as that. Covered it. Keep watching for injuries and this stupid COVID, which is really wreaking havoc. But if all of a sudden players get COVID for the playoffs, then you got to adjust your bets. Again, college, beautiful year, beautiful. The bowls, that was unbelievable. Georgia, beautiful game yesterday. I love giving it to the people like, oh, Alabama, this and that. I go, did you watch Georgia's defense? Are you insane? Did you not think Georgia's defense would shut them down when they really played? So that's what I had there. Anyway, I guess that's about it. Good luck on the weekend with the pros. I'll probably come on Saturday morning, I guess. What's today? Tuesday. Maybe I'll come back Thursday, but we'll talk pros. But anyway, so I was just recapping. So keep your eye out for KC and Tennessee. They needed the games and barely won. There's really not a great team, so be careful there. Very hard to take a favorite. Maybe Brady, maybe Rodgers. That's about it. Everybody else is take the dog. Too many chokers out there. But how does Indy, if they keep Carson Wentz, you got to be kidding me. The guy is the biggest choker in the world. How do you lose to Jacksonville? Forget they were 14-point labor. How do you lose to Jacksonville? They weren't even competitive. What the hell was that? Oh, my God. It's not even a fixed game. The fixed game, they would have won by 3, like Tennessee and Kansas City. KC was a fixed game. They win by 4. But Indy's not even a fixed game. They don't even win the game. They lose. Absolutely criminal. All right, everybody. Well, good luck to you. Buy your gold, buy your silver. All that shit's about to hit the fan. Get out of currency with fiat. Get out of U.S. dollars. Buy your gold. Stock market's going to crash. Buy your baseball cards and your gold. All right, everybody. Have a great week. I will be back probably Thursday for our next visit. All right. Have a great day. Good luck. www.teaserking.com. All right. Have a great day, everybody.